Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Let's see if this stream is going live yet. Hopefully everyone is doing good tonight. We got a lot of news and a lot of updates about the C8 Z06. Now we got an awful lot of stuff to go over, so hopefully everybody can hear me all right, and we'll get this show on the road. Yes, I am live. Can anyone hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's see if someone can answer that in there. Awesome. Glad you guys can all hear me. Hopefully everything's working right. Trying a new setup. Ended up going out and buying a whole new laptop for tonight's live stream, so hopefully it's working. Hopefully everything's coming up okay for you all. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to go over. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll go over that. But first, let's talk about this Z06 and what it actually is going to be. So we've received the updates now. If you guys haven't seen my last video about dealerships charging way over MSRP, yeah, it's ridiculous at this point. I honestly can't even fathom how much some of these dealerships are asking. Some of them are asking now 200 grand over MSRP to even buy the car, which I think is completely ridiculous. If you haven't seen that whole video, you can watch it. But it is mind-blowing to me. I don't know anyone that would actually pay that much, to be honest. I think that if you do, it's because you have so much money that it doesn't matter, which that's cool too. But yes, actually with this new setup, you guys can see more of my setup here, and it's pretty cool. As you can tell, if you guys are from my last live streams or seen any of my other videos, you know that I have my ZO6 orders through Ciocca Corvette. OMVIC protects Canadians from this happening. Can you explain what that is? And I'll keep going over this stuff. So basically, yeah, quick rundown. I placed 2 deposits at Ciocca Corvette, one for me, one for my wife, for the C8 Z06. Later to find out that they were going to limit it to 1 per household. Didn't say that up front. They were happy to take my money then, but it is what it is. So as soon as we got the email saying what our spots were in line, and we saw that that was the rule, we went ahead and asked for the refund for her deposit. I'm still debating mine, because they also asked for another $3 grand down, which to me, I understand why they did it. I don't know if it was the best thing to do, because it didn't seem really upfront with everyone, and I don't know. I just felt like it was not the best way to handle the situation. I get their reasoning saying that they're trying to feather out some of the people that aren't necessarily serious about the car. I get that, and they're like, well, if you can afford the car, what's $5 grand? I understand that too, but with all the shady things going on with this car, I think doing something shady like that just throws a wrench in everyone's plan, and it kind of raises a bunch of red flags. Because you hear these stories from other people going to other dealerships, and they're told up front, yes, we'll sell it to you for MSRP, or yes, we'll only do $5 grand over, or stuff like that, but then the story changes. And the fact that Ciocca came out with a statement at first saying it's a $2,000 fully refundable deposit, blah, 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 well, now their story changes. So, okay, once you change your story once, what is it to hold you to not change it again? And that is the part that I've been contemplating now for almost 2 weeks, I want to say. Um, is what happens they decide to change their story again. Now, their position on it, I understand they are the world's largest Corvette dealership, and in all reality, they probably don't watch any of these videos, and they could probably care less about what I say in these videos. Um, but I think that they need to realize, you know, a lot of people are trying to do research on this car. A lot of people want this car. The reason I put these videos out there is not to hurt anyone, any company's business or any dealership's business. None of that. I get a lot of comments saying, "Why do you hate these people so much?" and blah blah. I'm not. That is not what I'm about. What I'm here for and what I'm doing this stuff for is to give everyone the information that I was able to gather and that gets presented to me, to have everyone have the most accurate and up-to-date information on all these topics. And what they do with it is what they do with it. Someone could have seen my video about the 200K over and they could have said, well, no one's going to pay that. I'm going to. So they go to that dealership and say, I want your first car for 200K over. Cool. They got it. I necessarily didn't say that's a good idea, but I gave them the information and they do with what they want to do with it. So with all this stuff with Ciocca, with them changing their story, I have a lot of people messaging me and asking me what to do. They're like, what do I do with my deposit? And I'm like, well, honestly, I can't be that person to tell you what to do. That's not my place, and I don't know your situation and all that stuff, so I'm not going to act like I do. But based on where you are in line, I can, try to give you the most accurate projection, which at this point it's all projection because no one really knows the actual true numbers. Someone can say they do, but they don't. I mean, you're not going to know the true numbers of how many cars any dealership is going to get every year, or even in the first year. So the fact that people are like, hey, I'm number 2,000 something, do you think I'm going to get a car? You probably will get a car, but it won't be the first year. It probably won't be the second year. It might not even be the fifth year. I mean, that's a lot of money to, I know to some people $5,000 is not a lot of money, but when you just kind of put it somewhere, basically like a savings account that doesn't collect you any interest or anything, that's what this is. You're basically putting your money in the hands of someone, and you're saying, oh, well, you're going to give me that shot, right? Now, the other reason why I'm very nervous about it is Ciocca also put out another statement. And that statement being that they are not going to update the list. They said that they are not going to update the list and that they are going to let the chips fall where they may, basically. And so after the 22nd, which is Monday, that's when your $3,000 additional deposit is due. Someone asked them, okay, well, after that, once you see a ton of people drop off the list or people request refunds, whatever, are we going to get an updated version? They said no. They said you will when it's your time in line, it's your time in line. I understand that. I understand why they said that. They said they did the same thing with the regular C8. I don't agree with it at all. There's way too much turmoil around this car. There's way too much shady things going on to then go, okay, yes, you are on our list, but we have no idea what spot you're going to be in. I don't like that. Now, just for the fact that my number is 1,517 on the list. I have that number burnt into my head at this point. Say 500 people go ahead in front of me and they get off the list. Well, what is it to say that Ciocca doesn't, honor where I am on the list? There is no fact checking. There is no way to verify. And at this point, you're putting a lot of money out and you're putting a lot of trust in these dealerships. And with everything going on, everyone and their mother is telling you do not trust these dealerships, especially with the hottest car in the world now. So it is very weird that to not do a more reassuring thing there, especially, I mean, the way that the whole situation was handled was not the way that I would handle it. But again, I am not the owner of the dealership, so I cannot say I know exactly what they're going through or whatever. But the amount of stuff it stirred up, for lack of a better word, that it stirred up about, people that were there in person didn't get priority, and well, the first 6 people are going to be one of the first 6 that were there in person, but then after that, you're like screwed because between number 6 in line and the 10th person in line, they had 300 people do online orders or something, I don't know. I just don't think it was handled the best way, and I don't know. I don't think they're doing anything to save themselves. I thought, in all reality, I thought they would have saw all the stuff being posted on Facebook, being on YouTube, all this stuff, and I thought they would have been like, okay, let's crack down, let's settle this, let's kind of ease everyone's mind. We still want to keep our customers happy because at the end of the day, they're a business, and customer service is what keeps customers happy. If you don't have good customer service, they're not going to come back. So I figured, yeah, if they're the world's largest Corvette dealership, they have to understand customer service. They're going to fix this. And then the statements that they put out, it just seemed like they didn't even try to fix it. Like they're just trying to. It seemed very. It seemed like strong arming almost to the fact where they were saying, well, you are where you are on our list. Trust us, or take your money back and go find someone else. Which I get it, they're in a position where they can do that, but that's not building a relationship. You're really leveraging the fact that you will get a lot of allocations, but they almost make it seem like they're going to get 1,000 allocations a year. I don't see that. Like, I don't understand how that's even close to the amount they're going to get a year. I think I don't even know if they'll get 10% of that. So the fact that like now they're emailing people saying, well, you're between, 2,500 and 3,000 on our list. We can't really give you the exact spot. What? How are you going to accept money from people and then not be able to tell them where they are on the list? Oh, you're a guesstimate? Between 2,500 and 3,000, granted, yes, you're far down the list, but that 500 person gap, if they only get 200 cars a year, well, now you're talking a 2.5 year gap. I mean, you got to be honest with people, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm really struggling with what I'm going to do with it. I think I am on another dealership's list. I got on Ciocca's list because I wanted to see, what dealership I could get it faster. But at this point, there's no way that Ciocca's going to be faster than the other dealership. And the fact that the other dealership that I'm on their list, they haven't done anything shady. They haven't said they want more money. They have not said they want to go over MSRP. And they've been very upfront with me on my C8 order. So I don't really know. I don't know about whether I'm going to keep my deposit with Ciocca. I have basically a day and a half left. But I don't know if I'll keep it. I really don't. I mean, I put that poll up on YouTube, and a lot of you guys are saying 2 people said, go ahead and get your deposit back. And I think, I think 4 people said get your deposit back. 32 people said, 2 people said leave your deposit. 34 people said to get it back. And 20 people said don't even get the car. So, yeah, it's a weird thing because I really do think Chevy killed it with this car. I think that this car is really what's going to separate, Chevy. Like the C8, everyone's like, yes, it's a mid-engine car. It is, it's awesome. It was on the brink of being that supercar. But now with the Z06, it's like, you're there. That is supercar level. That's performing better than other supercars. But the fact that GM is allowing these dealerships to do these kind of markups is mind-blowing to me. Because you're trying to build a budget supercar, right? GM's not getting any of those kickbacks. GM is selling to that dealership at the MSRP. That dealership is the one taking all that money. So it's not like everyone's like, oh, well, GM's doing this on... GM is not... this is not a GM thing. So I don't see how they can even like this. I mean, I get that, yes, they still have the attention, but eventually the attention runs out, and someone else is going to come out with another car. It's going to blow the world away, and it's just GM's got to be thinking, do we want our reputation to be our dealers charge way over for a car? Our dealers don't provide the best customer service. I don't believe that's what they want. I mean, I know I wouldn't want that if I was running GM. So I don't know. I've been hearing rumors that GM's going to crack down and, negate allocations to certain dealerships that are charging over like this. Well, we've yet to see it. And if anything, we've actually seen the opposite. We've seen a lot of dealerships go from we are MSRP to now we're going to charge over MSRP. And I get it. Market's hot. Get the money while it's hot. I got that. I understand. But at the end of the day, the customer is what feeds dealerships. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. So unless you are willing to, when all this hype dies down, then sell it for $30,000 under MSRP, I don't see why you should really be trying to take it off the top now. Because eventually this is going to end. Eventually, it's not going to be like this forever. So I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments, but I don't know. I don't see this as the way that Corvette really wants to go. And it's sad because it comes with such a monumental car. This car is going to literally change the way the world looks at America's sports cars, but it's going to be left with this little haze in the background of why. Like, why do they do all that craziness? Now, I get it. All cars are up right now. I understand that. But it's getting kind of ridiculous. And the fact that, like, $30,000 on a $100,000 car, yes, that's above MSRP, but you can justify that. When you are literally marking it up 200% over what this car's MSRP is going to be, that is crazy. That is beyond crazy. Like even 100%, I'm like, why would you ever do that? But the fact that they had the audacity to say 200,000 over, like that, I don't know. If I was GM, I'd be like, yep, remove their allocations right now. All of them. See ya. Done. But they're not going to do that. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. So the OMVIC protects Canadians from this happening. OMVIC body is a governing body for the auto industry protecting consumers on fair pricing. Wow. That sounds pretty cool. Hopefully that means that you won't have to pay over in Canada for your C8. Now, or for your Z06, I mean. Now, what is the rules and regulations with someone out of country buying? So, what would stop someone from coming from the U.S. to Canada, buying a Z06 in Canada for, instead of the $200,000 over, they get it for $30,000 over or whatever, and then bringing it back to the United States? I don't really know what all goes into that. I've never even thought about it. So if anyone knows about that, enlighten me, because I'm kind of wondering, like, will people start doing that? Because if there's enough money to be made, people will take risks and people will go crazier to make that money, which, I mean, that's just how life is. Let's see. Crypto Bug. McCulkin seems like such a better run company than these guys. I bet they take over as number one dealer. I mean, I've never dealt with McMulkin, but from what I'm hearing, at least they're straightforward and honest, right? A lot of people said that Ciocca, which was formerly Corvette, a lot of people were saying that when Corvette owned it, that it was top notch, it was great, and a lot of people said since it's been taken over, that it's gone downhill. I do not know. I do not have experience with them before that, but I don't know. I'm just going off of what I'm told. And guys, like, I made that first video about me going there to order those two Z06s, and honestly, that changed everything for me, because before then I never really. I mean, I got traction on YouTube, but that one video turned me into, I guess, what seems to be the internet Corvette Z06 allocation expert for some reason, which I'm very thankful for, because when I got asked all those questions, I was like, you know what, I need to know every square inch on this topic. And I sat there and I did research and research, and I do research every day on the topic, because I have so many people asking me questions, and I don't want to give you guys the wrong answer. So basically, I look at all the research that I get like the news. There's one side here, there's one side here. The truth's probably in the middle somewhere. So I read on both sides. I read that, these dealerships are great, blah, blah, blah. I read that these dealerships are awful, and then I kind of filter out the middle and say, oh, all right, that's about right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never dealt with them before. The dealership that I have my other deposit with is Whitmoyer Auto Group in Pennsylvania. They are supposed to be Pennsylvania's largest Corvette dealership, and every interaction I've had with them has been amazing. And I didn't mean any ill will to them when I went to Ciocca to place my deposit. I just was seeing how quick I could get the car, and that's all that was. And obviously that was the wrong move, because I don't think I will get it from Ciocca within the first 5 years of production. And especially if Ciocca saw these videos or whatever, if they decide that I'm being, ill-will towards them, which I'm not, I'm being honest. But if they decide that, who knows? Maybe they have a clause saying they reserve the right to not sell a vehicle to anyone at any point in time. So they could take my money and then, boom, they could just be like, oh, we're not selling it to you. So let's see what we got here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read some of these comments. I think the way McCulkin handled it, they actually might become the number one dealership. If everything goes well, I don't know. I really don't know how GM judges that, because how they're judging it right now is weird. Because they're doing it off of how fast cars or how long cars are on the lot for. But if all these cars are pre-sold already, wouldn't they all, like, the standings wouldn't change? You know what I mean? If Ciocca's at MSRP and McCulkin's at MSRP, well, if both those dealerships are, let's say, just, these are not correct numbers, but let's just say this for example. If a month Ciocca gets 150 and McCulkin gets 125, but they're both sold out before they even hit the lot, then Ciocca still looks like they're better than McCulkin because they sold 25 more. But it's kind of like a biased thing because all the cars are already sold out, so it's not like really the thing. So I don't know how they're going to judge it based off these C8s, because that's how it was before, and we've all seen it. Like, with the C7 Corvette, like, yes, when the first came out, everybody's like, oh, I need one, blah, blah, blah. But then it kind of switched to, like, all right, real people, real enthusiasts that wanted one or could afford one at the time got it. And then you started seeing them sitting on lots. And that's when I feel like they started making all these, allocation stuff and really ranking these dealerships. So with these cars selling so fast, I don't know how they're going to do it. I would really hope they go to, customer satisfaction. Like stuff like that. Are they charging over MSRP? No. Okay. How many customers mention this dealership in a positive note? Does this dealership really represent my brand? Yes. Cool. They get extra. So I think that they've got to add another dimension to this, because if not, it's going to stay stagnant the way it is. And the only way it's not is the dealerships that are charging over MSRP and the cars sit on their lots longer than others. So basically, if you want this stuff to end, stop paying over MSRP. But we all know that people are still going to do it, and that's just, it is what it is. You can't control everybody. So McLaughlin seems like such a, I already read that one. Ontario Motor Vehicle Industry Council. Guess that's what it's called. It'd be pretty nice if Protective Vet customers boycott that dealership. Well, and on their allocation for the next production run. That would be the way to solve it, I guess. I really don't. I mean, if no one picked up their Corvettes from them, then they would just inevitably sell it to someone else on the list. But the fact is, when you order that car with them, they require that 10% deposit. So it would just mean that you would have to forfeit your 10% on that car. And I don't see people doing that. I really don't. Unless somebody with a lot of money was like, look, forfeit it, I'll cover it. Maybe, but I don't know if it'll happen. I really don't. Let's see. They shouldn't take any money until it's your turn to put the order in, and they should always update the list because people drop out. Yes, that's how I feel about it. But see, I get what they're saying. They're saying we have over 5,000 people got on our list. We cannot update it for every time one person drops out. I understand that, but they need, in my opinion, it should be like a weekly thing. Like, hey, on Friday we're gonna post our list, and where you are on the list, blah blah blah, and basically it's gonna be run like Monday through Wednesday. They gather all their information, and then that gives them Thursday to organize it all. So like Monday through Wednesday to calculate who's dropped out, whatever, and then once you pull all those numbers, then you go to Thursday, you get it all set up. Friday, you let the list out. And then Monday through Wednesday, Saturday through Wednesday, at that point, you see you all pulled out. Thursday, you have a day. Friday, that's how I would do it if I was them. But the fact that they said they're just not blatantly not going to do it, that is, I don't know. It makes me feel weird. I don't know if it makes anybody else feel weird. It just doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy about the whole situation. I don't know. 30K over is ridiculous. I agree. I mean, I think anything over really is ridiculous. But Ganley in Parma, Ohio, charging 50K over. This goes against what a Corvette stands for. I think, I agree with you. I think that these times are really changing. They're showing all these dealerships' true colors. The ones that have been sitting here saying, we are all about our customers. We love you all so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming to us. Thank you for trusting us. All we care about is you at the end of the day. Yes, we make a little bit of money, but as long as you're happy, we're happy. It just goes to show all these dealerships that was all BS. They don't care. All they care about is the money. And there is still people out there that do dealerships or that work at dealerships that also post content on on YouTube, I'll let you guys figure this one out, whose dealership is charging over and then is trying to play the sympathy card. It's saying, oh, well, thank you guys so much for the support. You know, at the end of the day, it is all about you. Yeah, right. If you were all about the customers, you would be fair and you would be 100% upfront, honest. Here we go. The car's at MSRP. We're still making our cut. You get a great car. Enjoy it. Have a great day. Welcome to the Corvette family. But you have dealerships out there who want to play the sympathy card, yet charge you over, yet screw people over that are on their list, and then they want to act like they're a saint. No, you don't get anyone's pity. I don't care who you are. I think it's ridiculous to even ask for someone's pity at that point. But that's besides the point, and it is what it is. There are a few cars from behind. They're basically 1A and 1B. Okay, are you taking your deposit from Ciocca? I just got here. Sorry if you said. No. Well, honestly, you didn't miss anything because I'm still debating it. I'm really, really, really debating it right now. I don't know. Everything in my gut is telling me to take my money, to get my refund back. But then there's that little sliver of hope, it's going, you know what, maybe they will get 1,000 cars a year and I'll get a second-year car. I don't see it happening. Realistically, it's not going to happen. But I'm kind of in this position where it's like, well, if I don't get my refund and I leave my deposit with them, is it going to be a 5-year wait? Or if I do take my deposit from them, watch them somehow, it'd be just my luck that next thing you know, 900 people in between me and the front of the list decide to get off, and then I do get a first year car somehow. So that's where I'm at, and I'm like, I don't see that happening. Like, I don't see anyone in the top 700 requesting their money back. I mean, I don't know. Guaranteed no one in the top 300 will request their money back. If they do, I don't know. I wouldn't. If I was in the top 300, I would not request my money back. Top 700, unless you are already in another dealership and you know you're going to get a first-year car, I would leave my money. From 7 to 1,000, I don't know. I think 7 to 1,000, that's kind of more, all right, is it going to be a 3-year wait for this car? Is it really worth it to me? And then after that, 1,000 to where I am, 1,500, I think it's going to be easily a 4-year wait for us. And that sucks. Because, in all reality, the Z06 is supposed to come out in 2022, what we all thought. So that's 2 years. Well, if they're still on pace in 2 years, if they want to do that, the ZR1 will be out, or their next model, whatever it is, whether it be the E-Ray, if that's replacing the Grand Sport, whatever they're going to put out next will most likely be out by the time I would get my Z06. So, or anyone in the 1,000+ range. So it's like, do you really want to do that? I don't know. Depending on what the new car is, I might rather have a Z06. Like, for example, if you were going to chase big power numbers, right? Or you wanted a twin turbo car, I would buy a Stingray and twin turbo it for the same amount of money as a Z06. But I think the reason I want the Z06 so bad, at least, is because it's NA. Because of that sound. It sounds amazing. I really don't think I would twin turbo it unless, like, obviously for YouTube reasons, if some company was like, hey, we want to build you a twin turbo kit for that car, let's partner up and let's blow some minds. I'd be like, you got me. Let's go. But that's just because of that. But on a personal, like, this is my personal car, it's not meant for YouTube or anything like that, just for me to enjoy it, I would not really want to get rid of that NA sound, especially, like, I can just picture it full titanium straight pipe, high flow cats or no cats, that thing's going to scream so loud. It's going to sound so good. So, I don't know. And like with the E-Ray, I'm not a big fan of going electric on a Corvette. I don't like that. That's kind of like how the Mustang Mach-E, they call it a Mustang. They shouldn't have called it a Mustang. They should have called it something else. There are just certain cars you don't want to switch over to electric. You want it to be pure, raw, American muscle, gas. You want to sound everything. You want to feel the car rumbling. Like, you want all of that. So I don't think that's a good move if they decide to go that way. I get it. It's faster. But come out with a different line. Call it something else. And then the ZR1, everyone's projecting it to be a ZO6 motor with twin turbos on it. Yeah, I think that's probably that's their best way to go. But then once you put turbos on, you basically null and void the sound of the flat plane crank engine, or any engine for that matter. So it's kind of iffy. That's why I say if you want to go twin turbo, you might as well just go with the Stingray, twin turbo it, build the motor, and make some serious power. Asked for my refund today from Ciocca. Wired money at 12:20 was $3,431. What? So now this is the part where why I'm saying I might take my refund. Right here, this person wired the money at 12:20. That is the exact time that my wife and I got ours processed. 12:20. I was 1,517. She was 1,533. So unless this wire transfer took a long time to get there, there's no way that another 1,900 people got in at that time in that minute. There's no way. I mean, this is the thing. This is what makes me wanna know, like, do I just take my money back? I don't get it. I'm sorry about that. I mean, that's good that you're number 3 on another list in Ohio. I would, stay on that list for sure. But that's crazy. At 12:20, 3,431. Wow. Some cars stay in the lot because some people are on vacation and can't pick up. Yes, that is true. But that does not go against the dealership. So if a car is sitting on the lot, that's not against the dealership on their allocations or their ratings or anything like that, because the car is technically sold already. It's the fact, like, if it was sitting on the lot, not sold yet, that's when it would hurt for allocations. Let's see. Was $2,584 and asked for my refund, not keeping my monies for years. Dude, you should definitely remove the propaganda poster. I will not put this Ciocca poster. Oh, come on. Yeah, well, yeah. I should probably take it down. I probably will. I need another poster to put there. So, honestly, I'm kind of waiting for my C8 to come in. And then once I build it the way I want to, I'm going to put a big old poster across here of a picture of my car, how it's all built. I honestly just like this picture. Not necessarily because of the dealership, but I like it because of the C8R, and I think the cars look really cool. But it is what it is. But I understand. After what they did to us, a lot of people are not happy about it. And I am one of those people where, am I upset that it didn't, give us that were there in person, the edge? Of course I am. Of course I was, discouraged about that. But I'm not mad, or I'm not saying like I'm any better than someone who did it online. That's not what I'm saying. If you guys have seen my last video, a lot of people ask me, why in the world would you ever go there in person? You're such an idiot. You should have just did it online. Go watch my last video where it was our first trip to Ciocca, which was the actual day the Z06 was revealed, because I thought that's when they would be taking deposits. They literally told me, and that video was proof, that if you come in person, you will probably get a better spot on the list. That's why I went up a week later. Because I was told that that was the best course of action. So that's what we did. Now, granted, that information was completely false, and that sucks. But we were told by the employees of the dealership that it'd be our best option and best bet to get our hands on a first-year car is to show up in person with money in hand, ready to go, because it's way quicker to process. That's why we went up with cash, because cash, you don't process. You count it, maybe. They didn't even count my cash, I don't think, when I went. I told them how much it was, and they said, okay, thank you. So, I don't know. I don't know how it all went, but that's why we did it the way we did. And we ended up not benefiting from that, which sucks. But I'm not mad at anyone else who did it online. Like, if you're ahead of me, congratulations. Like, I'm happy for you. Good job. But I don't like the way that it was handled, in my opinion. And a lot of people on there were saying, hey, I was one of the people that wired my money, but that's messed up what they did to you all that were waiting there. And that just goes to show, like, this isn't really a competition. Like, it is, like, who can get the car first. We all want the car, but everyone wants to be treated fairly. And that's what I didn't realize about, like, the whole Corvette world and everything like that, is a lot of other car worlds are not like this. Like, obviously, my previous cars, I had a Subaru STIs in the JDM world. I have a Toyota Supra, stuff like that. I have a Mustang. It's the wife's Mustang, but whatever. It's very, like, dog-eat-dog world. We don't care, blah, blah, whatever. But, like, the Corvette world, everyone's on here trying to help each other. People are constantly reaching out to me on the videos saying, hey, just want to let you know this is my situation. Hopefully you can help someone out down the line. So I use my platform to share it with everyone. I provide everyone the information that some people cannot provide. They provide it to me because they can't reach what I can reach, which I appreciate that. And a lot of people, have either are very supportive of it, or a lot of people are not. I've gotten a lot of hate mail and a lot of hateful comments about it. Honestly, I think it's funny. So, there's nothing anyone can say to me that actually is going to hurt my feelings and make me, like, not sleep at night. Yeah. I promise you, there's nothing you can say. So, someone commented, like, have you ever heard of Gillette? Because I look like I'm Amish. I thought that was hilarious. I even told the person I thought it was funny, and they never responded. But, yeah, I don't take anything to heart. I'm only here to help you guys all out. So, it is what it is, and I thank you for all of you for giving me all the information possible, and letting me be able to do this. I think when Chevrolet... Let me make sure that's the most recent comment. Yeah, it is. I think when Chevrolet reveals another variant of the Corvette, like E-Ray or Grand Sport, I think a lot of people will drop out for the Z06. That's what happened to C7 when the Grand Sport came out. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people will drop out. Honestly, you want to know what I think is going to happen? Now, take this how you will, but the C8 Stingray out right now. People, when it came out, they were saying this is plenty of power. You can't even go full throttle with this car. You can't reach its full potential unless you're on the track. What do you think is going to happen with the Z06? Now you have a lot more power. There's going to be a lot of people that this car, if they're not used to handling that high-end power and that high of power, they're not going to want to keep this car. This car will scare people. And that there's no shame in that. If you do not want a car that powerful, no problem. But I think a lot of people are going to end up being scared with the power or whatever, or realize they don't need that much, or say, with this much power, I'm going to get way too many tickets, blah, blah. I think you'll see a lot of them getting sold fairly quickly. So, I don't know. I think this car is going to be very good and also very bad, because it's going to, basically, it's going to like show a divide, where I think if you want to daily drive this car and you just love the look and you really don't want to do stuff too crazy, do not go for a Z06, because the temptation's going to be there. The temptation's going to be there, and it's going to make a lot of people unweary, and it probably will make a lot of people drop off the list after they see that. Some of the first people willing to pay over MSRP are YouTubers. Yeah, of course. Of course they are. That there's no doubt in my mind that is true. And that's just because of the fact that this is money. This is how people make money on YouTube. If for some way somehow I was able to get the first C8 Z06 and I was the first person to have it on YouTube, so many people would watch that video because they want to see the first Z06 in person. Or, they want to see someone that actually own it. Going to see a true review on it. All those people wanting to watch that is a lot of money. Like, YouTube is a business, and it really pays off. But there are some things you got to do to get there. Obviously, I'm not going to pay over MSRP to get the first car, and there's people that have way more money than me that will. So that's kudos to them. They were able to get there. But a lot of the big YouTubers probably will pay a lot over for the car, and they'll get it, and they'll make enough money to cover what they paid over, and they'll sell the car, and they'll be fine. But a lot of people that do that, they, if you watch them, they don't keep the car. The YouTubers that pay over for cars, or they have the hottest new car out, they buy it, they make content with it for like a month, 2 months, they get rid of it because they made their money. That's basically all they can do with it, and they're done. So that's how it all works. It's the way of the beast. Yeah, I was also told that because the wire system will probably crash. Yes, that's what we were all told. It is what it is. You'll still get one. You're low enough to get a car in a reasonable time. This just shows get on a list now for a ZR1. Yeah, it does, but I'm confused right now, honestly, about the ZR1. Because the ZR1 is supposed to be the top dog, right? Yeah, that is the one with limited production numbers, all this stuff. Well, is GM just not going to, are they going to set a cap on it and be like, okay, we're only going to make 10,000 ZR1s. That's it. Over 5 years, it is what it is. That is it. Or are they going to sell until you don't have enough people to buy them? Now, granted, the ZR1 is probably going to be close to a $200,000 car, if not over $200,000. So, yes, your market is a whole lot more niche now, but I mean, it's probably going to be a crazy car. So I don't really know if there even is a time to get on the ZR1 list, because who knows? Who really, yes, if you have the money and you want one no matter what the cost, sure, go ahead and get on the list. But I don't know how any dealership can even say, oh, we're going to get, 10 ZR1s in a year. I don't know. I don't know how it's even going to work. There is a chance no more ICE in the Corvette lineup, and the Z06 may be the last for the Corvette sub-brand. The ZR1 could be a hybrid. Yeah. I mean, internal combustion engine. Duh. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think the Z06, could end up being a collector's car, and it could be, the last real Corvette. That's what it'll be known as. A lot of people say the C7 ZR1 is, or the C7 is because it's front engine, but, I mean, in all reality, this could be the last real Corvette, as in gas-powered, which that's going to drive these prices up even more, and it's going to cause even more panic, and it's going to be even harder to get these cars. I was told the same to show up in person. I went and waited, got 15 hours outside in the cold, and got a number close to 800. That's rough. I mean, I feel for you. I wasn't out there for 15 hours, but I was out there over 7, and it was a good time. Honestly, talking to everybody, meeting everybody there, and sharing everybody's passion for the car, and hearing their experiences, how they got their first Corvette, or if this was their first Corvette, or what got them in the cars, and, what they're going to option their car, or if they have a C8, that stuff was worth a lot. And if I end up pulling my deposit and getting my refund, I'm still okay with going there for those 7 hours, because it was worth it, just to meet everybody and, hear everyone's stories, and it was crazy, like how many people have, similar stories and then vastly different. Some people where my dad always had a Corvette, so I wanted one too. To people where, they came from another country, they always saw, Corvettes like in magazines and stuff like that, and they said, "Oh, one day I want to own me a Corvette," and they do, and like it was so cool because everyone was just happy for each other. Like no one was like, "Oh, whatever, blah blah. You're gonna get a 1LT. You're not me with a 3LT or 3LZ or whatever." It was congratulations on getting here to get this car, which that showed like a whole that moved mountains, to show how the community that Corvette has. So right now, everyone's getting shown the bad side of the automotive community, with the markups and everything like that. But just know there's a lot of people on the other side that are really good, and they really do want to help, and we all are in this kind of thing together. People on a Corvette list aren't used to a horsepower car, not buying that. Majority of people on the list probably have a C8 Z06. No, there's a difference. I mean, there is uh, a lot will have a horsepower car and drive the speed limit. Yes, I understand that a lot of people can have high horsepower cars and they cannot use them to their potential, which is a waste, but it is what it is. But the fact that these cars will get squirrely on you very fast. Now, granted, the C8 is way better traction, way better handling, but like even like launch control, right? That car is going to launch hard. It is going to be a hard launching car. So I think a lot of people are going to be like, yes, the Z06 is going to be a great sounding car, but a lot of people aren't going to want that. A lot of people aren't going to want that much horsepower, and a lot of people have already said it on the forums. So, I mean, it is what it is. Will some people get it just because they like it? Yes, sure. And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. But I think a lot of people will see, like, this is a lot of car, and a lot of people aren't going to want that much car. It is what it is. They only made 3,000 ZR1 in one model year. So, yeah, so right there, 3,000 ZR1s in one model year. How many really C8 ZR1s think they're going to make? I don't know. How many Corvettes are built in a month? I have no idea. I don't even want to guess that number because of all the shutdowns and, chip shortages, and we're going down to one shift, up to two shifts, and then we're closing the plant down for a week. I don't even want to know. So, did Ciocca honor Quebec's initial list for the Z06, or did it start over when Ciocca took over? There was no list. They did not take any deposits, as far as I know. Quebec didn't, and Ciocca didn't. They did not take any until that week after the reveal. So that was why there was such a crazy thing there. For those of you that were in Atlantic City, thoughts on YouTuber C. Gardner Speed 252 saying he's going to get an early car even though he didn't put his deposit down until November 3rd in person. Did anyone meet him there? Yeah, I met him there. I talked to him. Great guy. I love him. I love Clarence. He's a great guy. I watched a lot of his videos. When I first started YouTube, I was watching a lot of his videos. I loved the one that he did about the taking delivery at the museum. Such an informative video. Really made me want to go get a museum delivery on mine. But, yeah, it was awesome. November 3rd, I do believe, was that the day they took it? I believe... No, he was there that day, so his deposit was taken that day. There's no way it was the 3rd. I thought it was the November 2nd is when they did that. But yeah, he was there that initial day, so I wouldn't doubt it. He gets an earlier car. Um, yeah, but he was there that day, so I don't know. Maybe it was November. I thought it was. I thought it was the second. I thought it was a Tuesday, the second. I can't honestly remember at this point. Besides YouTube, what you doing for a living that you can afford all these very expensive cars? If you don't mind me asking, no, I don't mind. Um, I work extremely hard. Honestly, I do a lot. I do a lot of side work. I own a vinyl wrap and detailing shop. I invested a lot of money when I was younger, and with when I took my military experience and I was able to use that to get myself a solid job. Like, I'm not like anything crazy, but a lot of companies look pretty highly on military background. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. So I was basically able to do that, and I do a lot of like general contracting work, construction basically, full house remodels, all that kind of stuff. I do a lot of that stuff on the side. I work 7 days a week, and then YouTube is also revenue of money for me. So yeah, I'm an open book. I don't mind anybody asking those questions. But I'm very fortunate and worked really hard to have the money I have at such a young age. For most of you guys on here don't know, I'm only 24 years old. So is what it is. I'm 24 years old with a 2-year-old daughter. And my wife is 22 years old. So, but we work very hard and work a lot of hours to get where we are. So, yeah. Hopefully that answered your question. I can only say you are on point. All dealers, for some reason, like to play games and trying to see how many deposits they can get. This is what we in the military call testing the water. Yep. That's all they're doing. And, if all of a sudden, if Ciocca, didn't get 5,000, if they only got like 100 deposits, well then, yeah, they're going to be like, okay, we need to figure something out. But the fact they got the 5,000, now they know that they can do whatever they want. Perfect example of testing the water. Other dealerships saying they were going to charge 200 grand over. It's like a tactic where it's like, hey, we're going to be the dealership that charge 200 grand over. And then when you go in to buy one, they'll be like, you know what, for you, we'll only do it for 175 over. And you're like, oh my God, I'm saving 25 grand. This is awesome. No, you're still paying 175 grand over. So yeah, it's a tactic. It's a game. It's all mind games, and a lot of people aren't gonna think through it. And hopefully everyone can, and hopefully if you guys use my information, you guys will be able to think through it. But yeah. Let's see, 900 a month question. Do you settle for the Stingray or get that ZO6 money? I think they're going to ramp up the ZO6 production. I read they are training more people to build the engine. So I'm getting a Stingray. That's like beyond like my Stingray. With all these production shutdowns and everything like that, it's been pushed back a lot. But yes, I am getting a Stingray. I'm going to do a crazy build on the Stingray. It's probably going to make a lot of people like, oh, what are you doing? But if you guys haven't looked at some of my old videos on my channel, I like being different. I like standing out. So I'm not going to make this car like hideous. I'm not going to, do anything crazy. I'm not going to chop it up or anything like that. But I'm going to put our spin on it. I'm going to use it to, like, for example, I'll give you a hint. I'm going to wrap the car, to promote our wrap business. And it's going to be a wrap that you will have never seen on any other car before. So, yeah. Stay tuned for that build. It's going to be awesome. But then I also really want a Z06. I want one because, for me, it's like, it's the American pride thing, It's like, okay, all these years we've had Lamborghini, McLaren, Ferrari saying we're the exotic, we're the supercars. But And like America's like, oh, well, we have a Ford GT. Yeah, it's $400,000 or $500,000. No one can ever afford that. Like, at least me. Like, I can't afford that. So, and then like you're not gonna daily drive it. But with this Z06, it's like you're giving me a car that is affordable, and it has all the power of a supercar, but I can daily drive it. That is like, to me, that like screams America. Like, look, we took your power and your looks, but we did it better and made it more reliable. And we can daily drive this car, and if we see you on the highway or in Mexico or on the drag strip, we can drop a gear and leave you in the dust. That to me screams we're the best, we're America. Like, that's why I want one so bad. Let's see what else we got on here. So, no, they build around 900 a week, over 3,500 a month. Stingrays, yeah, Stingrays they should. That makes sense, at least. Sorry, 900 a week. Okay, yep. You are rocking, bro. Yes, thanks for answering my questions, and I must say congratulations. Oh, thank you. Thank you a lot. We really appreciate all the support, and thank you for, watching my video and clicking like or subscribing or whatever. I really appreciate it all. It really means a lot. There was a video of him walking over next day and meeting with the salesman to place deposit. I haven't seen that video, so I have no idea. Maybe he was putting an extra money down. I don't know. I have no idea his business, so I'm not even gonna get into that. I don't want to get involved any way, shape, or form. If you guys, he's a very transparent person, very honest. So if you guys have any questions, I would ask him. Like, hey man, how to go there? Just because I don't know. I personally don't know. Does anybody know when the General Motors will be sending out the first set of allocations for the Z06? Yes and no. I know that one. Kind of. I know what's supposed to be happening. So, let me pulling up my little handy dandy phone here. So, the rumor is that like March time frame. Yeah. Late February, early March is when they're supposed to start getting their allocations for it. Because they're saying that May 9th is going to be the start of the 2023 model year production. So I would say March, April. I would say March or April when they're going to start getting allocations, getting everything ready. But before they have to put up the build your own thing on Chevy.com, right? Like, because how are you going to know what you want? I don't know. Because at least for me, now I've had 2 years to go over my options on what my C8 Stingray is going to be, and I change it like once a week. Like, oh, I want this one, I want that one, I want this one, I want that one. And then like now that the Z06 came out, I'm like, oh, do I really need to get all these options and spend a ton of money on the Stingray if I inevitably going to end up getting the Z06? Like, why don't I just, save the money on the Stingray, still get one, but not get, like, a loaded one, and then get, a pretty loaded Z06. Like, I don't know. See, they have to come out with that thing, or else people are going to be going in blind, which, I don't know. Maybe they do it like that. But as far as I know, it's saying that May 9th is the start of 2023 production. It's not stated that that's Z06 production, but if Chevy's trying to crank up the Z06 production numbers, I'm assuming they're ready to start as soon as possible, and seeing the world's reaction, they are dying to get this car out on the streets. How the Accelerate Yellow looks in person, I like the color, but I'm afraid it's going to affect the resale value because not too many people like a yellow car. Okay, I understand that one 100%. I used to hate yellow on cars. I was like, I'm never driving a banana down the road. That was always like my thing, or I'm never driving a school bus, but that is not the case. The Accelerate Yellow, it really pops. Like it's like it screams, look at me. And I honestly think it's going to increase the resale value on the car because a lot of Corvettes you see are white or red or black. You don't really see these wild colors on Corvettes normally. So Like, the Rapid Blue, I think that color is amazing. It's my favorite color they put out. But I'm a blue person. I like blue. But the Accelerate Yellow being, like, that bold and, like, their oranges, like, they're starting to break into that barrier of, like, hey, we're a supercar. Look at me. I think the Accelerate Yellow is going to actually have a pretty solid resale value versus, like the Zeus Bronze. I like that color, but a lot of people didn't. And the caffeine color, seeing the caffeine color in person is really, like, I don't know. It looks good, but it, like, also doesn't, because, like, it kind of hides the body lines of the car, but, like, at certain lights it makes them pop. It's a very weird color, so it's a special color. February 2022 should be when allocations for hit dealerships if production starts. May 9th as reported. See, there we go. February 2022. I was close. They start production for the 23s at end of May 2022. It will be a long production year for the 23s. Yes. Any guess on Z06 2LZ price? Yep, I gotcha. Right here. I think a 2LZ, no other options. Like, you literally click. I'm clicking a Z06 on the thing. I'm clicking black or whatever, a non-upcharge color, and I'm clicking 2LT. I'm going to say that puts you right at 98,000 for a 2LZ. Because let's see if it comes out at $86,000. Yeah, I think 2LZ is probably gonna be like a. Well, was it right now like a $7,000 option, $8,000 option? So yeah, I'm gonna go with 98. I'm gonna go with $96,000 to $98,000 will be a 2LZ with nothing else on it. When will they be releasing the pricing? I don't know. I thought they were gonna release it the first day. Like, I thought they were gonna release it with the car. Like, I would have. Like, why would you not? Now, the only reason why I'm kind of scared on the pricing is maybe the price that they did jack up the price, like, pretty solid on these cars, to the fact where they're like, oh, don't kill the hype by saying no one can afford it, if that makes sense. So I'm like, hey, GM might want to put out this pricing right now, because, like, yeah, the whole world will notice, and everybody's like, oh, it's going to be an $80,000 car. Well, if all of a sudden it starts at 120, that's a $40,000 jump. So then you're looking at, like, a well-optioned car is going to be like 160, 170 and up. That's a lot of people gets it, and they're like, oh, all right, I'm out. So I don't know. I think they should have released the price in the beginning to be upfront, but with this all, who knows? Who really knows? The longer I will say, the longer they wait, the more nervous I get about it. Just because I think they might actually jack the price up like ridiculous. I think they said the Z06 configurator will be out in January. I cannot wait. I guarantee you for the first week that configurator's out, it's going to be down the whole time. Because there's going to be so many of us, like me, trying to get on that configurator like every 2 seconds. And we're probably going to crash it. The May 9th date hasn't been confirmed as the start of Z06 production. No, it has not. Pricing announced that April NCM bash to hedge against inflation. Just a wild guess. Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But who knows? Who really knows at this point? Oh, also, just because you guys have been asking me a lot of questions about my C8 on order, just my Stingray, if you guys have any ideas on what you want to see me do with the car, whether it's doing it, like driving or modifying wise or colors or anything like that, go ahead, let me know. You can put it in here. You can comment on one of my other videos. Whatever, I read every single comment. And I try to respond to all of you. So let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see. There is some cool stuff coming out. I got a couple companies that are reaching out and they're like, hey, let's work on something. I'll give you a little hint on one of them is a wheel company, and I felt awful because I draw like a 2-year-old, and they were like, hey, send me some design ideas, and I was like, cool. Started drawing something out, and I was like, wow, that looks awful. And the guy was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, sorry, let me try to figure this out. So I've been working for weeks now trying to figure out how to do it on the computer, but I've been very, very, very busy, so haven't really had time. Let's see, had to be out before April if you can get order one in March. I agree. I hope they don't wait until April. Really, pricing wasn't announced until after C7 Z06 order books were open. That's wild. See, like, granted, like, with me being 24 years old, this is, like, the first time I'm actually, like, actively ordering a car. Like, the C8 Stingray is the first time I've ever ordered a car from a dealership. So I'm, like, I was way behind the curve, but I did a ton of research to try to get me up to it. And, yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't know a lot of stuff about the C7s. I'm not too familiar with it. Let's see. Anybody got any more questions in here? I'm trying to think if I forgot to mention something. Oh, for all those that have messaged me about my little shout out I got in Rick Conti's video, yes, I did see it. And do I agree with what he said? No, I do not agree with what he said and the tone that he said it. I reached out to him. Obviously, he would not message me back after the way he handled himself. But it is what it is. I thought about, taking the childish way out and, like, attacking him personally, blah, blah, or not, like, or, posting a video, making a whole video about it, but I decided not to, just because it's not worth it. Like, I'm here to help everybody out. Like, I'm not here to cause drama. So, if he feels that way against me, whatever. Doesn't affect me. So, yeah. Just putting that out there for anybody who keeps asking me questions about it. I'm not going to stoop to that level. Let's see. Any more questions? Because, actually, I have a C8 Corvette in Elkhart Lake Blue sitting in my garage right now that we are wrapping and ceramic coating and window tinting. So as soon as I'm done with this live stream, which is almost 10 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and go out there and start working on that. That's odd. So the first two allocations go in and those people have no idea what the cost is. Second deposit at Ciocca is based on MSRP. How does that work if you don't have the price? Yeah, I don't understand how that's going to work. Are they going to be like, oh, it's ballpark this, so give me this much money? No, I don't know. They got to release the price. They have to, or Ciocca's got to be like, hey, it's going to be around this much. Like, I don't know. They've got to know. They have to. Like, what are you going to do? Write a blank check? Be like, yep, I want a Z06 no matter what. No. I mean, someone might, but I'm not. How much you normally charge for a full wrap to a C8 Corvette clear coat? So you mean like a clear wrap, like PPF? We normally don't do PPF, just because it's extremely expensive. So I normally don't like doing that. We're not, obviously, as you guys have seen on here, I'm not here to like make a killing. So we charge very reasonable prices for our wraps. So like to wrap a C8 Corvette, it'd probably be, depending on the material finish, all that kind of stuff, I'd say probably for a full vehicle wrap, probably $3,000. Yeah, that's probably what we charge. Like on this one, we're doing the half wrap, kind of like the roof. So we're doing the A-pillars, the roof, and going back to the engine bay. We're doing that all black. Then we're ceramic coating the entire car. And when we ceramic coat, we do the wheels, mirrors, everything. Like headlights, taillights, all the plastics, all the windows, everything, all the body panels, all get ceramic coated. And then we're also tinting his windows for him. And that, we give him a pretty good deal on that. So, and it honestly, it is torture because that car looks so good. and I'll go in there and I'll just like go in and sit in it for a second, like to adjust the windows or whatever. And I'm like, wow, I can't wait for mine to be here. I text the owner all the time. I'm like, dude, I absolutely love your car. He's like, I know. He's like, I can't wait for you to get yours, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah. They're so beautiful. They're so beautiful cars. Let's see. One day you'll check the configurator and all the pricing will be there. Yep, it'll just show up one day. Dealer told me 130 to 140,000 with every option checked. Yeah, I think it'll probably be 130 to 150 with everything checked. Have you tried to call any dealerships around the country for a Z06? I've heard you can get lucky with a smaller dealership that people don't know about. Yeah, see, that's the only problem is like the small dealerships that people don't know about is I am people. I don't know about them. I try. I basically call about 5 dealerships a day and try to get on a list, and either they're saying I'm like, can I get it at MSRP? No. Or no, we're not taking a list at this time, or anything like that. I actually had one dealership. I'm not even gonna air them out. Their name on here. They asked me. They're like, okay, can we get your address? Blah blah. All this stuff. They're like, yeah. Oh, can you send me a picture of your driver's license, whatever? And I was like, yeah, cool. They said that I was too young to buy a Corvette, and I started laughing. I was like, okay, man, whatever. I thought it was funny though. But it is what it is. Struggles of being young, I guess. That's what I did, Dominic, and got number 3 on the list. Well, hey, if you want to message me about what dealerships you know of to get on that list like that, or if you're number 3 on the list, but someone wants to know number 4, let me know. Because I am down. I am down, money ready to go. I will transfer the money immediately if you can get me at number 4 on, a dealer's list where I might get a first year car. Where are you, Muddy City? How long it takes for a full wrap and ceramic coating for the C8? Full wraps normally take about 5 to 7 days. We don't rush through it. We really take our time. These are really expensive cars. People work really hard for their money, so we want to make sure we take our time and do it perfect. And ceramic coating, I'd say probably plan for 10 days total, just because a ceramic coating takes, it says roughly 24 to 48 hours. I normally tell people it's 48 hours for it to cure after you apply it, just so it gives you the best protection possible. City, I'm located south of Philadelphia, or south of Lancaster City, if that is more helpful, in Pennsylvania. So I have no idea where you are, but if any of you guys want to get any of your stuff done, or you guys are like picking up from Ciocca and going south or west or whatever, give me a call. Drop it off here on the way home. I'll hook you guys up. Trust me. We're all good here. Anybody have any more questions? I gotta get to work. I'm tired. I need a Red Bull. And get to work. Or if any other energy drink companies out there watching this video and you want to sponsor me, I'll drink whatever you got. Hook me up. Oh, let's see. Anything else? Going once. Going twice. We'll wait a couple seconds. Let's see. We got 20 people on here. Only 8 likes. Come on, smash that like button. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Help me get this out. I heard the Corvette Z06 engine will shake at idling. Like, what do you mean shake? Like a motor mount's broken shake? Like shake? Like where it's like... Or like, just a little bit. Kind of like... I mean... The 5.0 Mustang that we have, that thing's like... When it's going... I think it's cool. I think it just shows power. But, I don't know. 3 on a small dealer is like 400 at one of the big dealers. Yeah, I agree. 3 on a small dealer's just on a small dealer's list is like 400 at one of the big dealers. But 400 at one of the big dealers is a whole lot better than 1,500 at a big dealer. So, man, I'm so upset. 1,500. That sucks. man, I was honestly like, oh, maybe I'll get like first 300, first 500, 1500 was a little slap in the face there. But it is what it is. I think I have water here. That is the nature of flat plane crank engines, as I read. Yep. So, if you guys want to scare yourselves away from a flat plane crank engine, look at Ford's GT350. It was awesome, right? When it first came out, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Read some of the nightmares with it. And I'm really hoping that Chevy saw what Ford did and was like, we really need to nail this because it could go bad just like that. So, if you want to scare yourself out of not getting a Z06 or, wanting to wait for a 4th or 5th year car because you don't know how the first one's going to go or the second year run's going to go, watch some of those videos. Small dealer owners keep the first one for themselves and second one for their son and third one for their GM. Yeah. I mean, it can happen, You might have a shot at getting a 24. I'm down for that. Obviously, like, I wanted a first-year Stingray. Didn't get it. Okay? I wanted a 2021 Stingray. Supposed to happen. Shutdowns, blah, blah, blah. Didn't get it. Now I'm at 22. So, it is what it is. I mean, I still love the car. I want the car no matter what. Obviously, sooner the better. But no matter what, I'm going to end up getting a Z06. So even if I pull my refund from Ciocca, I'm still leaving it on the other dealership. And if it ends up being a 5-year wait, it's a 5-year wait. It shouldn't be because I'm only like number 26 on their dealership, at that dealership or something like that. So realistically, it should be, if they ramp it up to 30%, a 10-month wait. I should be in the first 10 months. But we'll see. We will see. Anything else? I definitely got to wrap this up. Let's see. How long have we've been going on here? Hour and a half almost, man. You guys get me going with these live streams. Whew. Hour and a half. Man, we're killing it. Oh, I'm up to 11 likes now. Thanks, guys. How many Z06 years Ciocca could sell? Any probably number. Could they sell, or do you think that they'll get? I think, they could sell 5,000 in the first year. But how many they'll get, I think a solid number would be 300 a year. I would say that's a solid number. 300 to 350 a year, I would be impressed. Anything more than that, I'll be shocked. And I'll be upset if I end up pulling my order and they get like 600 a year or something like that, but it'd still be a year 4 car, whatever. Or year 3 car at that point. Yeah. But whatever. I think 300 is probably what they're going to get. 300 to 350. Which is still a lot. That's a lot of cars, but when you have 5,000 people on the list, it's not. Not when you're talking about years. I ordered a 20 and got pushed to a 22. Waited 22 months for my C8. Yep, I feel you. Hopefully you got it. If you have it, I hope you loved it. Let me know if you like it. Everyone I've talked to said that this car, the C8, even the people that have waited for MSRP, they all say in all reality it's worth more than what they paid for it. They're saying this is the car, like one of the first cars they've bought and been like, wow, I really should have paid more for this. But yeah, I think I'm so excited for mine. I can't even put it into words. It's been my screensaver on my computer ever since when they were like 2 days after they released it or something like that. So yeah, it's been wild. Does it make you get your car quicker by ordering a personal VIN? So apparently on the Stingray it did. Apparently now it doesn't because GM called on to it. I don't know if that's a dealer just saying, hey, I don't want to deal with that issue or what. I think it might be a way of like, if so, say your dealership gets 10 allocations the first month of all allocations. If you paid for that and you're like, okay, I want VIN number 7, maybe, but I don't think like you can't be, number 30 on your dealership's list and be like, okay, I want VIN number 8, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, let's move you all the way up to 8. Like I don't think it works like that. Yeah, I got it a month ago. Worth the wait. Congratulations. I'm glad it's worth the wait. I'm really glad. It just makes me even more anxious for mine. But the last thing I want to see is someone wait this long for a car and be like, oh, this thing sucked. What a waste of my 2 years or whatever. That's the last thing I want to see. I want to see people be like, I'm never getting rid of this car. Because that really means that they truly love the car and the car meets the expectations. And this car has really high expectations. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really checking a lot of the boxes. I rode in my buddies when he did launch control, and I'm used to like McLaren launch controls, and I was like, wow. And his was a 1LT, non-Z51. I think he paid like $68 for it out the door, and I was like, dude, this thing moves. He's like, yeah. It's like for $68,000, can't beat that. How you think the Nürburgring lap time is going to be for the Z06? I think it's going to be incredible. I think it has a shot at breaking the record. I really do. I think it can. That's because production car, isn't it? I know it was a GT2 RS for a while. I think the Z06 has a chance of beating the record. Yes, I'm getting my C8 from Whitmore. Yes, I am. Yep, Whitmore Chevy. Is that where you got yours? That'd be pretty cool. A little local. Yep, that's where I actually just talked to Matt like a week ago. And he said that I should be getting my allocation in December. So if my allocation comes in December, I'm judging 6 weeks out from that. Probably puts me around February. Is that a right time frame for everyone that's already gotten theirs? No, you're from Pittsburgh. Oh, okay. Is there another dealership out there that gets a lot of allocations? I thought Whitmore was the highest in Pennsylvania. So, and that's where I'm from, so that's why I went with them. And I also heard someone say, if you want a C8, come to this guy. He can definitely get you one. So, are you going to document wrapping your C8? Oh, yes. 100%. This, so I'll tell you right now. As soon as I pick up the car from Whitmore, it's about an hour and a half from me. I'm going to drive there, pick up the car, drive it home, pull it into my garage, and immediately start taking it apart and wrapping the car. I will not drive that car another inch after I get it home until that car is fully wrapped, ready to go, and ceramic coated. And once I wrap it, ceramic coat it, tint it, I'll pull it out of my driveway or pull it out of my garage, and that it'll all be filmed. We'll film every single part of it. I'll release the video, a whole unveiling kind of thing of the car, and then it's time for the daily. I'm going to daily drive the C8. I don't care whether there's 6 inches of snow on the ground. I am driving this car because that is what I bought it for, to be a daily driver and look awesome. And that's why I'm buying the car. So, yes, everything on this car is going to be documented. So, whether it's from wrapping to ceramic coating to tinting to changing the wheels to putting on different exhaust to all that stuff, yes, I am going to document every single thing. Dyno hits 0 to 60 times, drag strips, a little bit of racing in Mexico, roll racing events that I go to. I'm doing everything. Are you selling the Supra once you get Stingray? Yeah, I think I'm going to. So The Supra is a weird car for me. Do I enjoy the car? Yes, I enjoy the car a lot. Um, but contrary to popular belief, that car gets like 0 views on YouTube, and that's me making money. So the Supra is a very fun car, and it can be made really fast, really cheap, in perspective to other cars of that caliber. Um, but it does not have the points that the C8 does, and I mean I got the Supra to hold me off until the C8 came in, and I really do love it. I get over 30 miles per gallon, so it's like 30.3 miles per gallon in that car. It's so much fun. I actually am working with my tuner right now. We're going to swap the tune out, try to get a little bit more power out of it. And then before I get rid of it and stuff like that, and just, see what I can do with it. If I could keep both cars, I would, but I honestly don't have the room. And I don't want to take up room in the shop because we got people bringing their customer cars here. So I'll switch it out. I think I'll be happier with the C8, I think. And also, like with the C8, technically you can't tune it. So in all reality, you really can't void the warranty too much. So it's kind of going to restrict me and hold me back and let me not go crazy. Because like if the C8 was tunable, I would immediately be like, all right, we're going twin turbo. But I know there's some companies out there that are saying it, but the fact that it's a piggyback tune, I'm not really the biggest fan because you don't really have full control over the car, tuning wise. So I don't know. Oh wait, what is the best window tinting film brand? Wow. I mean, that's a loaded question. There's so many out there that are so good, and it's all about, who's better than who. Like, I don't know. Basically, if someone has a carbon ceramic film, carbon ceramic IR is like what 3M is called. That's a very, very, very nice film. That one is very nice, but it's also pricey. So, like, a lot of people, you got to keep in mind, people think, oh, I want my car tinted for $250. Okay, well, if you're paying $250, you're not getting, the best brand out there. Now, if you're willing to pay the money for the best brand out there, sure, we can get it done. But a lot of the time we use either a carbon-based film or just a ceramic-based film, a carbon ceramic-based film. Depending on what people want, and like they all have different looks. Like carbon-based tinting film leaves like a more matte look on the windows, as to where like the carbon ceramic is like the glossy look on the windows. And they both have their perks on like blocking light out and how color is shown through them. So like stuff don't have like a weird, like when you're looking from the inside of the car out, you don't have like a weird like blue color or purple color. Or like everything's, a different shade of like a gray. It's like very vivid. Stuff like that. That's how basically you can judge it off that. And everyone's going to say that this brand's better than that brand. At that point, at the end of the day, it just comes down to, what they provide. I like to stick with 3M products. I think 3M products does really good. Like their vinyl wrap, that stuff's really good to me. And people are like, oh no, I hate it. And I'm like, it's very nice to put on. It's thick. It really protects against rock and paint chips. So I just don't see a problem with it. I really like it a lot, and we use it a lot. I hear they do okay in the snow. Yeah. I mean, we'll find out. Hopefully, the C8 does okay in the snow. It should. It's got all the weight over the back rear wheels, so it should have plenty of grip. I mean, as long as I'm not running on slicks. But like my Supra, I drive it in the snow, and I have summer tires on it. I still drive it. You just can't drive like a maniac when you at that point. You got to drive like you're on ice skates, because basically you are, and it's fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. All right, any more questions? Got 12 likes. Thank you all. I really need to get out there and finish this car up, so I can get it to this person. Hopefully, maybe I'll surprise him, get it to him by tomorrow. If I can knock this thing out tonight. No, I'm feeling kind of happy about this live stream, so maybe I will just get it all done tonight. Any more questions? Any more? Going once. Going twice. Yeah, until I'm done my drink of water. Going 3 times. Alright, I think that's everything. So, if you did enjoy this live stream, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate all the support. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and like the videos. That's the best way to, help me get my reach out there and help me help other people. So, thank you all for watching. Yeah, now I'm all confused. Yeah. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash the like button. Definitely subscribe. Tell everyone you know to hop on the Dad Bod Season train. Join the Dad Bod Season family. I will see you all next time. Dad Bod Season out.